Okay, so okay, okay, so Fast Five, and now I've seen Fast Five. After some complications, I've finally seen it. My thoughts, the movie's okay. I mean, I heard it's the best of the Fast series, but I have not been following the Fast and Furious series. Like, I've only seen the first two and a little bit of the fourth. I mean, not the first two. I meant the second and third one and a little bit of the fourth. But overall, this movie, I liked it. I mean, like, it's not bad. I mean, it's an action movie, so there are some parts that don't make sense, and there are parts that are pretty cool. So, here, I'll go more in depth. So, the Fast story of Fast Five here is, it follows the main characters from the first two Fast movies. Well, yeah, not the first two, the second and third, second and fourth, the first two and the fourth one. I'm sorry, I messed up. It's following them because they're on the run, and so they're hiding in Brazil until they can find new identities. So the people chasing them in this movie, the ones who are the police, include The Rock and some other policewoman, like a local policewoman. And The Rock is like a top agent. He's brought his own team from the Americas. I mean, from not Americas, from the U.S. And he plays like the badass. Like when you first see him, he has a local police officer, and he's like, I need all these things, and the last thing is you stay the f out of my way. Blah blah blah. Like, so The Rock's pretty good in this movie. Like, acting it's a little okay, but you know, he looks cool in this movie, and he has that beard that makes him look threatening, I guess. The other villain in this movie is Hernan Reyes. Like, Reyes is the guy who's he's like a big businessman. Like, he owns the police, and that he owns millions and millions of dollars, and he's actually the target for the main characters. Like, they're trying to rob him so they can buy new identities. That's the story of Fast Five. Now, overall, Fast Five, it's a solid movie. I mean, there are some parts that were kind of dumb. Like, the end chase scene was entertaining, but it was really stupid. The end chase scene where their plan was they'd rob the police station, but they'd take the safe out and with two cars and drive it across the city. So most of the time they're just like, the safe is like it's so big that it's like ramming into other buildings. And yeah, I mean, when I watched that, I was like, this is total lack of regard to the people. I mean, like, you can make the argument that they're stealing corrupt money, but they're destroying like public property while this is happening. It's like, that came off as weird. I mean, not weird. I mean, that came off as a little weird, I guess. So action-wise, it's fine. Story-wise, it's not that complicated story, so it's okay. And the acting, although was sort of stiff at some parts, acting was solid. I mean, can't really criticize this movie. I mean, it's not the perfect movie. It's good enough for a viewing. That's what I mean. Now, is there anything else in this movie that pops up that I could talk about? Not that much. I mean, but yeah, there are some parts that I could bring up, like, if you're expecting a movie about racing, street racing, there is street racing, but not as much as you would expect it, or at least I expected a lot more, but there was not a lot of street racing in this movie. And there's also a scene where they actually omitted the street racing, or at least the version I watched, because there was a scene where they meet up with this guy, and they make a deal that they want his car, and then they just skip the scene where they actually got his car. Like, they skipped the whole race. So that was kind of weird. Another thing you'll notice in this movie also is that they got the cast from the past 4 movies. Like they got Vin Diesel and Paul Walker, but they also have like they have the Asian guy from Tokyo Drift who dies. Like this is before Tokyo Drift, so he's alive here. And they got the guy from Too Fast and Furious, and don't really recognize anyone else. But if I did miss anyone, you can feel free to comment. So yeah, I don't really have that much else to say about this movie. It was okay overall. It was okay. I would, comparing it to the movie I saw last week, I would have seen it over it. The movie would be Prom. I would see this movie over Prom. So yeah, if anyone else, if you have any comments about this movie, feel free to comment, because this is coming from a guy who's not a big Fast fan. If you're a Fast and Furious fan and you know more than me, feel free to comment. Alright, that's it.